Right now, someone is signing a contract for countertops that will make their kitchen look 10 years old the moment they are installed. That cool gray quartz? Designers are walking away from it. Those waterfall edges? 36% of designers say they are done. That faux marble that looks a little too perfect? It is screaming 2020 instead of timeless. I'm going to show you exactly which countertop choices are already dead in 2026 and what to choose instead. If you do not want to spend $10,000 on a mistake you will regret for the next 15 years, subscribe and hit like right now. Let us start with the color that dominated kitchens for an entire decade and is finally being shown the door.
Why is cool gray making your kitchen feel like a hospital waiting room? For most of the 2010s, interior design existed in a sort of fog, an enveloping haze of various shades of gray that rolled in room by room until everything lost color altogether. Gray everything. And now, that fog is finally lifting. Simon Mayhew, founder of TXtured and interior designer, told Living Getty directly, "Gray countertops tend to feel flat and cold, lacking the warmth and character that people are now drawn to." Interior designer Amy Switzer, speaking to Real Simple, puts it even more bluntly. Cool, icy grays are officially out in 2026. Their flat and sterile vibe is no longer cutting it in homes craving warmth and dimension. In a recent survey by Apartment Therapy, about 14% of designers specifically identified gray marble countertops as being over in 2026. And we are not talking about all gray. We are talking about those cool grays with icy undertones, the ones that make your kitchen feel less like a gathering place and more like a medical facility. Here is the distinction that matters. A dark gray countertop with visible veining can still work beautifully in 2026 if you pair it with warmer elements. The problem is those flat, lifeless shades of gray that dominated every surface for the last decade. The shift is clear. According to Kitchen Trend Reports, the 2026 palette is dominated by creamy off-whites, sandy beiges, and warm neutrals. These colors are being paired with nature-inspired tones like olive, eucalyptus, and deep terracotta to create what designers call cocooning spaces. Gray is not a bad color. Even though it is currently out of style, it is still a timeless neutral that matches hues with both warm and cool undertones. The key is moderation, something we did not see a lot of in the past decade. But if cool gray is fading, what about that expensive design feature everyone thought would add instant luxury? Is your waterfall edge actually drowning your budget? Waterfall edges were supposed to be the ultimate kitchen upgrade. That gorgeous countertop material cascading down the sides of your island, creating a continuous flow of stone until it touches the floor. But here's what the showroom salesperson will not tell you. According to Apartment Therapy's designer survey, 36% of designers are ready to send waterfall edges floating down the river. Not because they are ugly, but because they have become ubiquitous. Every brand new modern home had a waterfall edge at one point. Every contemporary flip, every luxury apartment, and when something becomes that common, it loses its impact. The look went from boundary breaking to boring. Georgina Wilson, founder and principal architect at Georgina Wilson Associates, puts it this way. A waterfall edge on a kitchen island can feel like the design equivalent of placing 3 pendant lights overhead, something done out of habit rather than intention. Where the waterfall edge used to feel special and upscale, the endless photos of generic stone wrapping an island have become mundane. It gives your kitchen an unfortunate date stamp of when it was remodeled. Here is the budget reality. A waterfall edge quickly drives up your material cost. You are essentially buying double or triple the stone for those sides. And now you are spending that extra money on something that is making your kitchen look like every other contemporary flip from 2019. Paul Dorr, managing director of County Stone Limited, offers this perspective. They make a real design statement and work beautifully across both modern and traditional kitchens, depending on the stone chosen. But because they are such a statement, they can easily overwhelm a space if the homeowner chooses a boldly patterned material. His advice? Consider choosing a stone with less dramatic veining for a more timeless look, or skip the waterfall entirely and invest that money elsewhere. Speaking of dramatic veining, there is one type of countertop that fools nobody, no matter how expensive it was. Why does your faux marble look like a low-resolution photo? Real marble is stunning, but it is also impractical and unaffordable for many families as a kitchen countertop. So it makes sense that marble look quartz options have flooded the market over the past decade. Here is the problem. Not all faux marble is created equally, and a bad pick will make your kitchen look instantly dated. Libby Baker, owner of Libby Baker Design Company in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, told Southern Living directly, "The dated countertops I do not want to see in 2026 are man-made quartz countertops that do not come close to looking like the real thing." According to House Digest, designers are straying away from faux marbling and man-made striations due to their pixelated appearance. We are seeing a major shift towards organic natural design themes. And nothing screams artificial faster than quartz that looks like a printed pattern rather than natural stone. Here is how to spot the problematic faux marble. The problematic slabs are those with heavy gray veining that looks too defined and uniform to be anything but man-made. These stripy rivers of gray run thickly across a pure white background without so much as a thin vein or warm undertone in sight. Real marble has veins that look like lightning strikes, organic, unpredictable, never identical. Fake stone has repeating veins, like wallpaper seams, or unnaturally uniform patterns. Printed quartz often has identical movement on multiple slabs. Not all quartz is created equally. If you want quartz that realistically mimics the look of stone with non-pixelated veining, you will have to pay a higher price for more advanced technology. High-grade quartz countertops offer natural-looking veining and tonality that low-grade options simply cannot match. Baker adds that you do not have to splurge on real stone to get the look. You just have to be more discerning in what you choose. Natural stone is difficult to replicate, but there are some great options on the market. Look for something with more of the movement similar to marble. But here's another detail that most homeowners overlooked completely. The edge of your countertop can date your kitchen just as fast as the material itself. Are your countertop edges screaming? 1995. When people choose countertops, they obsess over material, color, and finish. But there is another element that can make your kitchen look like a time capsule: the edge profile. If you are attempting to create a contemporary kitchen, certain edge profiles are best left in the past. According to House Digest, ornate profiles like OG, Cove, and DuPont are widely considered old-fashioned when used incorrectly. These were the go-to choices in the 1990s and early 2000s, and they instantly date a kitchen that is trying to look modern. Here's the thing. Decorative edges typically cost far more than simpler edges to manufacture. So you are paying extra for something that might actually be hurting your kitchen's aesthetic, and they can steal attention from the innate elegance of your new stone or quartz counters. For modern and contemporary kitchens, simpler countertop edge profiles are often the best choice. Square edges, eased edges, and beveled edges are some of the most practical options. The eased edge, which is ever so slightly rounded, eliminates sharp corners while maintaining clean lines. There is also a growing trend toward thinner countertops. According to designers, the 1-inch thick countertop with a precise square edge has replaced the chunky 1.5-inch post-formed look in contemporary kitchens. Thin profile edges are trending as manufacturers develop slimmer substrates. One exception: if your kitchen has raised panel doors and crown molding, ornate edges like OG or bullnose can complement the existing detailing in the cabinetry. The key is matching your edge profile to your overall design language, not fighting against it. There is one finish that makes maintenance a nightmare, and designers cannot wait to leave behind. Why is your glossy countertop turning into a full-time cleaning job? High gloss, super polished countertops have a sleek look in the showroom, They catch the light beautifully, they photograph well, and then you actually try to live with them. Bilal Rehman, CEO and principal designer of Bilal Rehman Studio, told Tasting Table exactly what is happening. Glossy finishes are simply too revealing. A high gloss surface reflects everything. Fingerprints, smudges, watermarks, even the wrong kind of lighting. Designers are eager to bid farewell to these countertops. They cannot stand up to day-to-day life, and they tend to show their age and wear quickly. Georgia Zekas, founder of Georgia Zekas Design, confirms that polished countertops are on their way out. She has personally started incorporating them into projects less and less often. Instead, she encourages clients to hone the countertop finish so it is not so shiny or quickly outdated. Think about a real kitchen, kids making breakfast, grandchildren helping with cookies, daily cooking and prep. Every single touch shows on a glossy surface. You spend more time wiping down countertops than actually using them. Rehman explains what is replacing glossy finishes. I am drawn to honed and leathered finishes. They absorb light rather than bounce it, which immediately softens a space. A honed marble, for example, feels almost velvety. It has presence without being loud. These textured surfaces have more tactile interest. Think leathered granite, softly brushed quartzite, matte composites with depth, stone with barely perceptible movement that reveals itself slowly over time. And the best part? They actually hide the inevitable fingerprints, water spots, and daily wear that real kitchens experience. Finally, one final trend that made kitchens feel cold and lifeless for an entire generation. Is your all-white kitchen making people feel unwelcome? White cabinets, white countertops, white backsplash, white everything. The all-white kitchen became a design formula that seemed impossible to get wrong. Clean, bright, classic. Except it became so overused that it stopped being classic and started being clinical. In a Hunker article about unexpected kitchen trends that will date your space, designers point out that the 2010s era of white on white on white, or silvery gray, kitchens relied on bright whites and soft grays with cool undertones for that crisp, clean look. And the resulting spaces ended up sterile, boring, and rather lifeless. Shimona Bonsali, founder and principal designer at Design Hex, agrees cool whites, flat grays, glossy laminates, and cookie-cutter industrial finishes no longer serve the emotional or functional needs of a home. The pure, stark white of previous years is giving way to warm whites with golden undertones. Calicotta quartz options with gold veining have become the most requested look, offering elegance without the cold sterility of pure white. According to Surprise Granite in Arizona, the biggest shift of 2026 is actually the embrace of brown countertops. Long considered dated, browns have made a sophisticated comeback in the form of warm tans, chocolates, and caramel tones. The key is choosing soft, muted versions rather than the busy speckled browns of the early 2000s. In 2026, designers are hearing that clients want their homes to feel tactile, soulful, and visually layered, not like a showroom display.
What are designers actually choosing in 2026? Let me give you the designer-approved direction for this year. For color, move away from cool grays toward warmer neutrals. Warm whites with golden undertones, sandy beiges, soft taupes. Greige, which is gray mixed with beige, offers the best of both worlds. These colors feel inviting rather than clinical. For materials, if you want quartz, invest in high-grade options with realistic veining. If the pattern looks too perfect or too uniform, it will read as fake. Natural stone like quartzite gives you the veining people love about marble with dramatically better durability. For finish, choose honed or leathered instead of polished. They hide daily wear, feel more natural, and give the stone a contemporary appearance. A leathered granite has a soft, textured feel that hides fingerprints and water spots better than polished. For edges, keep it simple unless your entire kitchen is traditional. Eased or beveled edges work in almost any style. Save the ornate profiles for kitchens with matching, detailed cabinetry. LA-based real estate expert Umair Kabani sums it up perfectly. Choose textured, soft movement stone with warm undertones. Honed travertine or leathered limestone. Honed and leathered finishes diffuse light in a way that adds depth and character. The warmth of these materials makes a kitchen feel like a space where stories happen, not just where appliances live. So there you have it, the countertop trends that are officially dead in 2026, and exactly what designers are choosing instead. Cool gray countertops that make your kitchen feel like a waiting room? Fading away. Waterfall edges that used to scream luxury but now scream 2019 flip? Losing their impact. Pixelated faux marble that fools nobody? Being replaced by high-grade options with realistic movement. Ornate edges that date your kitchen to the 1990s? Making way for clean, simple profiles. Glossy finishes that show every fingerprint being overtaken by honed and leathered textures. All white kitchens that feel cold and clinical, warming up with golden undertones and natural textures. Your kitchen is where real life happens. It deserves materials that feel warm, welcoming, and timeless, not trends that will make buyers cringe when you try to sell. If this video saved you from an expensive mistake, hit that like button and subscribe so you do not miss next week's video. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these trends is already in your kitchen? Drop it in the comments. I will see you in the next one.